Hi, Rasko of the Rasko and Disco Beer Review, and I've returned to, where am I?
The Great British Beer Festival.
That's right, I'm back at the birthplace of Rasko and Disco, GBBF 2022, and I'm with...
Abi Newton.
And Tonry.
And what do you both do?
I'm the Vice Chairman of Camra.
And I'm the Festival Organiser of the Great British Beer Festival and also the Technical Director of Camra.
Wow. So, right, let's start off. How much organisations had to go into this to get this back?
Huge amount. There have been several times this year, it's been a bit touch and go. People might have noticed we announced the dates a bit late this year, and that's because we didn't get the contract from the venue, and we can't announce until...
I was sweating a bit,
And so it's been a bit, can we, can't we? But once we got there, we had to compress quite a lot of organisation into a much smaller space of time. But we've got here. We're open.
We're here.
It's fantastic.
Honestly, it was quite emotional to be back. It was a bit disorientating because the entrance is different.
The whole room's back to front. Olympia is being rebuilt.
That is the issue. We're being rebuilt around us. So that's caused a few headaches as well. Sorry, I'm walking off camera.
That's all right. But no, just the qualm any rumours. Like, there is construction outside.
Yeah.
Is this going to affect GBBF being here in the future?
No, certainly not. I've already got a provisional quote for next year, and going forward, we're always going to be here, hopefully.
And it's going to be a fantastic venue.
And it's going to be a fantastic venue. You might have already noticed it's a bit cooler in here this year because they've got a massive upgrade to the air conditioning. So, despite the fact it's approaching 30 degrees outside there today, it's quite pleasant in here.
I am so relieved that I spend a lot of time defending this beer festival to people.
Thank you.
And I am the heat argument is something I always struggle to bounce back. It's, just have another beer. That's what it's about, But so that's fantastic.
They've already spent millions on brand new air conditioning in here,
really
and it's really nice in here now.
It's why I'm not wearing one of my t-shirts actually. It's because it's so muggy today. But so you've done a lot to get it done. You've probably gone through acres of health and safety and stuff to get this up and running.
Huge amount. A lot of it's just like knock on what we've done before. Obviously, we've had to do a little bit of COVID risk assessment as well, just to make sure that we've got something in place there, such as telling staff, obviously don't come in if you're showing symptoms. Obviously, these days it's difficult to ask them to test because tests aren't available, but that's the government's decision. There's not much we can do about that. But it's trying to get that. There are hand sanitizer behind all the bars. We've got hand sanitizer around the venue just to make sure that people are feeling safe enough to be here, because obviously that's a big thing on people's minds even still, some people's anyway.
And people have loved it. We've seen the excitement. We looked out of the window as they ran down from the railway station and they were walking double quick.
I was me. that was me.
They are so excited to be back, and we've seen it on social media as well. People just can't wait. It's been 3 years.
It has. What's your role in getting this up and running as Vice Chair of Camra? How the heck do you become Vice Chair of Camra?
I put my hand up and volunteered. That's how I became Vice Chair of Camra, and that's the lovely thing about Camra is the whole thing pretty much is run by volunteers. But GBBF is run by 1,000 volunteers.
1,000 volunteers?
Yeah, we take our holiday in August and we come and do this with like-minded friends, and we have a whale of a time. It's great fun. Hard on the feet, but great fun.
Underneath me there's a direct organising committee of what we call the Working Party. There's about 17 people, and then they all have sort of cascades down from them, the various people that run this festival. So I've got a great team there, some of whom have been doing it for over 35 years. So one of the things to note, it's 30 years this week since we were first at this venue.
Wow.
We've been to Earl's Court in between.
I didn't like that, but
but it's 30 years
It's not the same.
since a good friend of mine, Christine Crine, who some people might know, first ran a GBBF at Olympia 30 years ago this week.
Wow.
And we're still here with all these new breweries around.
Long may it continue.
Indeed.
I did notice a bit less than 2019, where quite frankly you peaked and they called this what made Great British Beer Festival great again.
Yeah.
I'm happy and good. Is there a reason why there's a bit less, or just they couldn't get them in?
In terms of the reason we're less space is we're partially expecting a lower footfall due to COVID, because obviously, but also it's what's currently available in the venue. The only thing that's really missing is the Old West Hall where our stage used to be.
Yeah.
That's currently being used as a marshalling yard. To make sure we can get all the deliveries in, so we don't have access to that.
Fantastic. You need that beer. I'm leaving the shop now. So, right, is there a beer competition happening, and you can tell me anything about that? Or
yeah. We don't have CBOB this year, unfortunately, due to the lead times on that and due to COVID. But this year instead, what we have is a. Sorry. I've got people whittering in my ear.
We have a homebrew competition, is what Catherine's trying to say. We've had 170 entrants into a homebrew competition, which are being slowly judged by the people upstairs, and they're having a lovely time doing it. I'm waiting to hear which one wins. It'll be announced this afternoon.
So the idea with that is we're trying to find brewers of the future, because we're talking to a lot of brewers. They got into brewing using homebrew, etc. And because we couldn't do CBOB this year, we thought we need to do something special. And therefore we were trying to find the brewers of the future, but hopefully the brewer of the next CBOB.
Maybe they'll be back next year.
Talented brewers.
Maybe they'll be back next year behind the bar with an official barrel. Who knows?
Yeah.
Please make that happen. Oh, thank you very much. I'm running out of steam here. I don't know what else to say. Is there anything else you want to say? What's your favourite beers? What got you two into beers?
The thing is, I joined Camra as a cider drinker. But at the time, it was mainly because I couldn't really drink beer without feeling unwell, because I had a bad experience with Guinness when I was 17. As a lot of people have a bad experience with Tequila. So I spent about 5 years when I couldn't really drink beer. I liked it,
it's usually a bad experience with cider.
Yeah. So I was a cider drinker at the time, and I got very, very drunk in 2006 at this very festival, and then joined up because of why not. I love this festival. I'd been coming for several years. And then in 2007 I came and volunteered, and I've been working here since.
She's the boss. I was dragged to a beer festival in 1991, I think. Somebody said I might like it, and I didn't really like beer, but I had no idea about miles and barley wines, and I knew stouts was Guinness, and that's all I ever knew, and the bitters I didn't like, but suddenly there were all these new flavours, and I'm like, actually, there's stuff out here I didn't know existed.
That's what I love about festivals, because it's just an eye-opener. And now I think, because with there is a bit of awakening, and I'm a bit of a beer snob now. It's just like, I will do good beer or nothing. I think bars have competing with. Right, technical errors, as always used to say, it wouldn't be a Rasko and Disco show unless there was a technical problem. So there we go. Drinking style.
Drinking style. I never knew miles existed.
Right.
I hadn't come to a beer festival, I never knew miles.
Of the supposed creators of mild, Boxcar here. Boxcar Brewery over here.
There's so many breweries here, I haven't heard of
So many breweries here, I can't just start here. There's just too many.
That's what I love about this festival. I mean, the only reason I started coming here like 2-3 times a week is because I just can't get enough, and I just want as much. It brings me happy.
New flavours every day, new things to see, new things to eat every day. Doesn't think that's
Yeah, back to the original festival. I like obvious conceited. I also really like sours. There's a lot of camera members in crucified. I like good, really like sour. Say something.
We have a great friendship. We can buy any two beers. Once I don't like each other, so it's great. Just get 2 random beers from any bar.
Sounds lovely. I think we'll wrap it up there before I have another thing. thank you so much, and yet you've expressed what I personally feel is the love about Camra and GBBF. It is love. This is not a commercial organisation. Let's face it. We do this for love.
We're doing this to showcase beer.
We're one of the largest non-for-profit membership organisations in this country. Certainly the largest single-issue one. It's all about a love of beer and arts and real side of
Thank you very much. Have a good one.